Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to share with you how I remade this narwhal squishy. Now I found this in my collection of mini squishies and it's pretty beat up. I don't know what happened to this, and in all honesty, this is probably the worst squishy I've ever made. Like, look at that tail. That's so bad. Anyway, I'm going to be recreating this squishy today, so hopefully you enjoy watching. Please do make sure you are staying inside, staying safe. If you recreate this project, then please do tag me on Instagram, as I will be reposting all of your creations on my Instagram stories with like a link back to your account and everything. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to get into remaking this weird squishy. So when I'm making my squishies at the moment, I'm actually using a seat pad, which I bought a few weeks ago now because I knew it's kind of, you know, going to be in a lockdown. So I needed some more foam. And the only thing I could really find was this memory foam seat pad. So I bought it from just a local shop rather than eBay. I usually buy all of my memory foam, everything like that, from eBay. But at the moment, I would suggest like using things around your house. So anything that's made of foam, sponge, like a memory foam will work out great for this. Obviously, if it's old and just not being used, then it's perfect. So you can use like old seat pads, like car wash sponges, any old other foamy things, those travel pillow things work really well. But yeah, what you want to do to create this squishy is to like cut your foam into like a teardrop shape. As you can see here, I've done that. What might be really good is to use like a makeup sponge, so like a beauty blender or something that's sort of this shape already, so it would save you all of this kind of molding. But this took me around about half an hour to shape out in total, just to get it as smooth as I wanted. You want to make sure you get it as smooth as possible, as if you get it really smooth at this kind of stage, it will save you like loads of kind of smoothing out in the future and give your squishy an overall better kind of feel. I then used an off-cut piece of foam. As you can see, I cut it into like almost a heart shape, and then using this glue here, which is a Fabri-Tac glue, I just like glued that into place on the kind of tip of the like, you know, little welly bit. This glue is amazing, by the way. This is the best glue that I've ever used for squishy making. It's something that I found just by trial and error myself. I bought it off of Amazon and it dries like flexible, so instead of like leaving you with hard spots, it's just amazing. It also like attaches like ASAP, so it's kind of like using super glue, except you don't get that horrible like really lumpy bumpy bit in between, you know. So I cut out 2 more hearts, put them on either side of the squishy kind of narwhal body, and then I just like cut them down a bit to make it look like they was blended into the squishy a little bit more, and that worked out really well. What I then did was I, you know, sculpted a little horn out of some of the offcuts, and then I just glued that into place as well. To paint the squishy, I made up a puffy paint mixture of my own, so I just used a whole bunch of puffy paints that I had hanging around, added a bit of extra PVA glue, and then added some blue acrylic paint just to tint it a little bit, making it this nice light blue colour. Because of the PVA glue, that kind of helps to add flexibility to the little bit of acrylic that I put into it. I did use a barbecue skewer to keep my piece upright, so I was able to paint the whole thing like over and over again. I did 5 layers of paint in total, leaving it to dry in between each layer. And then to cover up that hole, I just glued in a piece of memory foam and then started painting over that in a couple of layers as well, just to seal all of that in and cover up the hole. I then painted on the details once it was all, you know, like blue and stuff, and I painted the horn in a white and then painted the face on just in the same style as I did the original squishy, but kind of making it a lot neater and like my style now. So I used a needle to like mark out where I wanted the eyes to be, and then using a small paintbrush I filled those in just so that I could get a really neat finish, and yeah, just make the perfect kind of circle shape, as I wouldn't have been able to do this if I was just, you know, painting on with a paintbrush, or I could and it would take me forever. So I painted both eyes, and then I did like little mouth in between using the same needle like pin thing kind of technique going on. Using the small paintbrush again, I just painted on some blush either side of the eyes with a light pink puffy paint, and then using the needle I added some highlight to the eyes again just to make it nice and cute. And once that was dry, my squishy was then complete. So this is how the remade squishy has turned out. They look completely different, but it's kind of like the same idea. This is just in my style nowadays. I think the tail and everything is much better. I've got some fins on there. The horn is a lot more straighter. It's kind of based on Millie the whale almost. But yeah, really happy with how this has turned out. For the squish test, This one here is obviously much slower. I just love its little face. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's adorable. Oh, it's still rising. Still rising. I probably need to put a few more holes into it because, I mean, it's a bit too slow rising, but I'm really happy with how it has turned out. Let me know which of these is your favorite. If you do recreate it, then be sure to tag me on Instagram and I will repost you on my stories. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!